Hi, my name is Kendra and I work here at Schloss Adler Wines. We want to make sure that you have the best experience when receiving your wine. Many people are unaware of the importance of correctly storing your wine, which is why I'm going to explain what to do and what not to do with your Schloss Adler wine. The main thing to keep in mind when storing wine is to avoid light and heat as well as vibration. Other things to remember are different storage methods required for different types of wine. You want to store your wines away from light, especially sunlight and fluorescent lights. Exposing your wine to UV rays can cause your wine to become light struck and leads to an unpleasant smell. If your wine is going to be exposed, try wrapping it in a cloth or simply put it in the box. Secondly, you want to store corked wine bottles on their side. If stored upright for a long period of time, the corks can dry out and expose your wine to air, which will cause it to oxidate. You also want to keep your wine at a consistent temperature. Wine storage temperature should never exceed 75 degrees. An ideal temperature for storing your wine is 54 degrees. Letting the wine getting any cooler will slow down the aging process. Keep in mind that red wine is more sensitive to temperature fluctuations. Try not to move your wine excessively. Vibrations due from heavy traffic, motors, or generators negatively affect the wine. Remember that wine breathes. Don't store it in anything that has a strong smell because it will permeate through the cork and infuse that smell with your Schloss Adler wine. Another important thing to remember is that not all wine improves with age. Many of our wines are intended to be enjoyed right away. This has much to do with sugar, acid, and tannins found in the wines. Most white wines should be consumed within 2 years of bottling. However, some wines that contain more tannin age very well. These wines would include Schloss Adler Bordeaux, South African, and Argentine wines. Also keep in mind that temperature is important when serving wine. Different wines taste best at slightly different temperatures. Schloss Adler Rosé and dried white wines should stay in the range of 46 to 57 degrees, while sparkling wines between 43 and 47 degrees. If you're enjoying sweet red wines, such as the popular Marchi and Stella, optimal temperature hovers around 50 degrees. Deep red wines are best served slightly below room temperature at 65 degrees. There are certain steps you can take after opening your wines to ensure that they last longer. Store white wine in a refrigerator for 3 to 5 days and make sure the cork is on tightly. If you plan on keeping the wine in the fridge longer, I suggest purchasing a wine stopper and a pump for better results. For red wine, it's best to place the cork in the bottle and store it in a dark place. The exception to this would be our sweeter chilled reds, which should be stored in the fridge after opening. This concludes the section on how to store your Schloss Adler wine. I hope these tips have been helpful and will further assist you enjoying your wine.